gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from Williams Grove Speedway. Williams Grove here, the home of the Monday Night All-Stars here this evening. Monday Night All-Stars back in action here. They're back out there on the racetrack. They're looking smooth, they're looking fresh, and they're looking to try to win this evening's race. As each and every one of these drivers get loaded into the sim, we welcome each and every one of the fans in the stands in here for another great night of motorsports here on Peacemaker Gaming. These drivers are unloaded, their crews have went to work, they got these tires prepped, they got the drivers prepped, they got these cars absolutely tuned up and ready to go to give you guys a show here this evening from Williams Grove. As these drivers will get ready to rock and roll, practice coming to a close. That means we'll get ready for our qualifying session here in just a moment. Qualifying will get underway. These drivers will jump out onto the racetrack and they will get ready to try to set their evening up for a great day here. It starts right now with qualifying. You gotta get off to a hot start. If you can qualify good, put yourself up towards the front of the field. For these heat races, it could set you up for a great day at the racetrack. If you don't qualify very good, you gotta start deep in your heat race. Anything can happen. Sometimes you just run out of room. You got nowhere to go. You can get collected in calamities, and you can get collected in a lot of contact, which could unfortunately hinder your chances of moving towards the front of the field to have that good finish in our heat races. So you'll have to look out, you'll have to be careful, you'll have to try to qualify good here. You can qualify good, you can get yourself out onto the racetrack and have a good heat race, could set you up for a great day here for our feature events. Matt Taylor, my boy Matty, coming in showing the love with the heart reaction. How are you, Mr. Taylor? Coming in showing the love here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys do exactly what Mr. Matt Taylor just did. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that gosh heck and follow and subscribe button if you're watching over on the YouTube channel. As we'll get ready to rock and roll, we'll get ready to set these drivers loose. And so they are rolling out onto the racetrack, qualifying underway here for the Monday Night All-Stars. The 33 rider, Dylan Simmons, he's out there, he's looking for a good run. Same with that 32. That is Jacob Stefanski. Stefanski looking strong here again in that 32 ride, looking for a quick lap time as he will get started here with his qualifying efforts. William Hargraves rolls out onto the speedway here. Big Will unfortunately had a rough go here last Monday. Got tied up in some contact out there on the speedway. Ended up deep in the field there, but he was looking very good, very strong all evening long, and you can never count out drivers like Jacob Sexton or Philip Sexton who roll out there onto the speedway. Jacob in a brand new looking paint scheme, looking fresh in the pink there as Philip rolls out there in his 2020 machine. Jackie Whaley ran a very good race as he came home in position number 3 last Monday as well for the 720 ride. He'll be looking to back that up with the DWR iRacing iFlag 720 ride. He'll be looking to try to work himself maybe into victory lane here this evening. And you look back through the field, you look at the 10 ride. Lon Franks jumping in here as well. Charles Minders in here as well. Minders in here looking good, looking strong out there on the speedway in the 66 ride. Corey Sibley, can never count out Sibley out there on the speedway. Matt Taylor and his NLR Papa Mike Promotions 5-6 Graphics number 15 ride rolling there through corner number 3. Now to corner number 4, he'll get ready to start his qualifying run as Jim Revis in that beautiful yellow, pink, and blue iRacing iFlag DWR, the Evil One graphics machine of Jim Revis, rolling out there onto the speedway, as well as right now it looks like Michael Olsen in the 9 ride with the quick time so far here in qualifying. So Olsen in the Swindell Speed Labs, a number 9 machine, quick here early on at Williams Grove. Stefanski currently second quickest with Dakota Proud, Charles Minders. Jeremy Sexton though going to jump up inside the top 3 here as the 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton will jump up into 3rd, but qualifying going to come to a close here. So qualifying coming to a close, and it looks like Tyler Jackson did not get a lap time in there, so that's a big break there for the rest of the field. T-Jack can be starting deep in his heat races. Dan Stifler, my boy Stifler, coming in, showing the love. How are you, Stiffy? Stifler coming in, showing the love. Says, let's go, DWR. Smashing that heart reaction on the broadcast. Jeremy Sexton and Dave Morgan both coming in with the likes, as well as heat race number 1 about to get underway. Drivers are about to get rolling out here on the Speedway as they line up behind our official iRacing pace car. Jeremy says, let's get it as well. Jeremy coming in, showing the love over there on the YouTube channel. How are you, Jeremy? Jeremy coming in, showing the love there on the YouTube broadcast as we get 8 drivers out here on the racetrack. I do believe 2 heat races, should be 3 heat races, I'm assuming. Take a look here. Yes, 3 heat races, top 4 invert for each of those heat races. So, starting on the pole here in heat race number 1, it is the 720 ride. It's Jackie Whaley in the DWR iRacing iFlag 720 ride, who will start here in the pole position in heat race number 1. He's outside in the white knuckle setup shop number 33. It's the Throttle Down Motorsports ride of Dylan Simmons. The 19 ride is teammate there of Dakota Proud in the Throttle Down Motorsports 19 ride. Will start there in 3rd, and then we see our pole sitter, the quickest in qualifying, the Swindell Speed Labs G-Force number 9 ride, Michael Olsen starting there in 4th. Jason Zilmer, Cameron Stefanski, Charles Davis, and Tyler Jackson, T-Jack in the Black Diamond Mafia Alpha Shark number 822 will start at the rear of the field, as we will get one more lap around before we get rocking and rolling here this evening for some wild racing action. Williams Grove, always such a fun track, always such a crazy racetrack to run at, as Jeremy Sexton says, let's go, Jeremy. Mr. Sexton coming in, tuning in. My boy Cody McCoy as well says, what's up, let's go, let's break this bad luck tonight. I brought out the old rusted car because of the track being a crash fest. Didn't want to crash my new car this week. Hey, not a bad idea. Protect the new car, keep the old car out there, and just hopefully lug through it. Good luck, Sexton, guys, says Dave Morgan, as well as we do see the green flag fly. So our first green flag of the evening, down out at corner number 4, Jackie Whaley will lead us into corner number 1 here. A great jump there for the 720 ride, as he'll lead us down the back straightaway. So Jackie Whaley out in front. He leads us nice and easy down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Jackie Whaley in the DWR iRacing iFlag Evil 1 graphics, the JRE machine, will lead lap number 1. Dylan Simmons right there in position number 2, as Simmons trying to stick right there to his back bumper. And here comes our quickest in qualifying, the 9 ride, Michael Olsen. Olsen trying to work himself towards the front of the field. If it wasn't for the invert, he would have started in that pole position. So now he's going to try to work himself up and around the 33 ride of Dylan Simmons and that 720 of Jackie Whaley, but he's got his hands full right now with the Dakota Proud, as Proud works back down to his inside. A big run down the back straightaway. Proud was able to get back in front of him. A bit of a slide jump there into corner number 3. The 9 machine of Olsen will look underneath, but can't get that pass made, as the 19 of Dakota Proud will slide back up into 3rd. Cameron Stefanski in the Steve's Lawn Care PJ NFG number 2 machine will NFB number 2 ride, the Sunrise Racing ride, there in the 5th position, as Jason Zilmer in the VP Racing ride back there behind him in that 344. And T-Jack Tyler Jackson, who unfortunately didn't get a lap time in for his qualifying effort in the Black Diamond Mafia Majula State Speed Shop, shopfergie22.com. Number 822 is back in position number 7 here on the Speedway. As Charles Davis rolls there at the back of the pack here, the Mazda Racing number 50 right there in 8th, as Jackie Whaley continues to lead the way. Richard Mott says Giroux, I don't know if I can even pronounce that. I mean, it's definitely French, so I don't know if I'm saying that right. Giroux 2020. I don't know if that's like a cheer or what that is. I don't really speak a whole lot of French. I know about the bare basics from about grade 3, grade 4 that they teach here in Ontario. That's about it. As Jackie Whaley out in front leads the way here in that 720 ride. Dylan Simmons right there behind him as Dakota Prout there in third. Michael Olson back in position number 4 in looking for more. Cameron Stefanski back there at fifth with Jason Zilmer, Tyler Jackson, Charles Davis, our first heat race rounding out there with that 50 ride, as we're used to seeing some bigger heat races the first couple weeks. We saw 2 heat races with 10 to 12 drivers in each heat race. This week we're separated a little bit more. We got 8 drivers for 3 heat races to kind of break it up a little bit, give these drivers a little bit more room out there on the racetrack. They probably could have picked a smaller track to start this with. Last week would have been great for this at I-55. I feel like we could have scuffed 10 or 12 cars out here at one time here at Williams Grove. A lot bigger, a lot more room out here, but it is what it is. That just gives us more time up here in the broadcast booth with each and every one of you. As Jackie Whaley down across the start-finish line, we'll see that white flag fly, so he's got one more time around here in heat race number 1 as Dylan Simmons, Dakota Prout, 2 teammates with the Throttle Down Motorsports rides there in second and third. Michael Olson back there in fourth as Cameron Stefanski, Jason Zilmer, Tyler Jackson, and Charles Davis bring up the rear of the field. Jackie Whaley, though, out at quarter number 4, will see that checkered flag fly, and he'll win heat race number 1 here on the evening. Dylan Simmons there in second, Dakota Prout in third, Olson there in fourth, and Cameron Stefanski rounding out our top 5 there in heat race number 1. Now we'll get ready here. Heat race number 2 going to roll out onto the speedway as Richard Mott coming in with the like and the share on the broadcast. Levi Logan coming in with that like as well. Taylor Pratt coming in showing the love with the thumbs up. I see my boy Jacob Saxon with the thumbs up. Cody Ernest, my boy Cody coming in showing the big love as well with the like here on the broadcast. Cody McCoy with the like and the share, and I see my boy Jacob Stefanski. Jake coming in showing the big love here with that heart reaction and the share as well, as he's going to get ready here to compete in heat race number 2. William Hargraves coming in dropping the like on the broadcast as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Is starting on the pole here in heat race number 2 is the Team CFM Esports, the Dirty Rhino Welding number 9 ride of Corey Sibley. To his outside in the 4 machine, it is the 4 ride of Ryan Howard, and then down on the inside of row number 2 in the 66, that's Charles Minders. To his outside in the 32 ride, it is the Dirt Class Super Street Series Throttle Down Motorsports WB Creative Designs Sunrise Racing ride. This is the 32 of Jacob Stefanski, starting there in 4th. Starting in the 5th position, the Dirt Panda Malum Electric Vivs Laker Joyride Designs, the KC Speedworks number 71H. It's William Hargraves starting in position number 5. To his outside in the 5-6 Graphics Health and Gaming number 13 machine, that is Cody McCoy there in 6, and starting in the 7th position, 7th and 8th actually teammates here on the speedway, it's a pair of DWR iRacing iFlag rides. The 57 of Jim Revis will start in 7th, and the 10 ride of Lon Franks will start here at the rear of the field for heat race number 2. The base truck will make that hard left-hand turn down pit side. That will unleash our field to our flag band, and quickly throws that green flag out down through quarter number 4, and we are back to green flag racing as heat race number 2 powers down into quarter number 1. Look at Ryan Howard getting a little squirrely there. More contact down the back straightaway, beating and banging, bouncing around. Oh, Cody McCoy trying to hang on to that car, trying to keep it out of contact and point it in the right direction. position. Lon Frank's already working himself up and through some of this traffic as the 10 machine already up into 6. He's taking a look underneath of the 66 here, trying to move himself up inside the top 5. Jacob Stefanski there in 4th as William Hargraves up a couple spots here early in this heat race. The Dirt Panda ride up into 3rd, and he's looking for 2nd here as he works to the inside of the 4 ride of Ryan Howard. They go door to door as out in front it's Corey Sibley who leads the way here as the Stoner's Garage number 9 ride, the Team CFM Esports 30 Rhino Welding number 9 ride of Sibley out in front, showing up how to get it done here in heat race number 2, but he may have his hands full here in a quick hurry as here comes William Hargraves and the 32 of Jacob Stefanski. Stefanski, Howard, all right there, ready to work. Here's the Car Works number 4 ride, rolls right there to his back bumper, gets a great run through corner 1 and 2, and he is all over the back bumper of our race leader. So the 4X coming alive here as Corey Sibley trying to hang on to it. They're looking to go almost 3 wide there at a corner number 4. Things straighten out a little bit as the 9 ride gets a great launch there off that 4th corner. But man, oh man, through those middle of the corners, these guys are 3 wide battling there at the front of the field. Jacob Stefanski now joining this fight here at the front, as well as the 32 ride trying to put the power down up on the high side, trying to reel in the 4 machine, and the 9 ride there on the high side as things get a little squirrely again. Hargraves almost gets up into the 4X of Ryan Howard as they all continue to battle, putting on a great show for us up here inside our top 4, and now slowly but surely starting to make his car work a little bit better and a little bit better here in closing in on that top 4 battle. It's the 10 ride along Franks as Franks there in that 5th position. He's trying to catch up to our top 4. He would love to get into that fight at the front of the field. Charles Minders back there in position number 6 is Jim Revis there behind him in the iRacing I-Flag TWR ride, and Cody McCoy bringing up the rear of the field in the 13. As McCoy at the back of the pack, it's Corey Sibley at the front of the field here as Sibley gonna click off another lap down across the line, another lap off the board here for that 9 machine as he's doing everything he can to keep that car pointed in the right direction, trying not to make a single mistake out there on the speedway to see if he can try to pick up heat race win number 2. That would give him the outside of the front row when it comes to our A main feature event, and that's exactly where you kind of want to be. You want to be up in the front of the field to start your feature event. You don't want to be mired back deeper in the field as it's some very tough sledding if you're down through the middle of the pack. In every single pass, every position here in this heat race could be 1 or 2 rows that you move forward on that starting grid. So each spot is so valuable for these drivers to try to put themselves closer and closer to the start of the front of the field here and the start of our feature event. So the white flag has been displayed, so one more time around here for the 9 ride of Corey Sibley. Sibley, for the final time here in heat race number 2, will send it in to Williams Grove Speedway corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He'll get the run that he needed to pick up the win here in the 9 ride as Corey Sibley will win heat race number 2 here on the evening. Ryan Howard there in 2nd, Jacob Stefanski in 3rd, William Hargraves, Lon Franks, Charles Minders, Jim Revis, and Cody McCoy will round out our top 8 there in heat race number 2. So we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for heat race number 3 here on the evening. And starting on the front row, it's a full row of Sextons here, as starting in the top spot in the 020 ride, but it's also the 2020, the 020, the gray ride, the gray-yellow Tommy Gunn Customs Doghouse Racing number 20 ride. That is Philip Sexton to his outside. It is the Cocky Floyd Consulting pink and black number 2020. That is the Sexton's paint and body number 2020 of Jacob Sexton. Starting in position number 3 on the speedway in the number 57 ride is the DWR machine. That is Jeremy Aikens into his outside. The other 2020 ride, it is the Cocky Floyd Consulting Doghouse Racing 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton back and forth. Matt Taylor, Jeremy Kolba, and Russell Harold bringing up our top 7 as we are quickly back to Green Flag Racing as heat race number 3 underway. And this was full of Sextons. 3 of them make up the field. 4 other drivers going to try to knock them off the top spot here this evening as Jeremy Akins rolls there in third. But here comes the 2020 of Jeremy Sexton looking down to his inside. Matt Taylor right there into that 5th spot here as he rolls to the back bumper of Jeremy Sexton, trying to get to the back bumper of him here, looking for a big run. Had to get on the binders right there though. That may open up the door to the outside for the 54 of Jeremy Kolba to try to work himself around that 15 of Matt Taylor. Taylor will send it into the corner though, slide up in front of the 54 Ryan. The 54 crosses him over, trying to get a good run down to the inside. Just could not get any traction down on the bottom side of corner number 4. As Russell Harold brings up the rear of the field there on the snap on 019. Ryan rolls there in the 7th position as Philip Sexton at the front of the field leading the way here at Williams Grove Speedway as Jeremy Akins underneath of Jacob Sexton out there on the speedway. Jeremy Akins trying to work himself towards the front of the field. He's going to go for the slide job there through corner number 1 and 2. The big slider out of the 57. A great crossover, though, for the 2020 of Jacob Sexton. Sexton will work himself back around the 57 ride as here comes the other 2020 machine out there on the speedway. That is Jeremy Sexton looking to try to work himself up inside the top 3 here in making the Sexton 1, 2, 3 out there on the speedway as he works to the inside of Jeremy Akins. Matt Taylor right there as well, ready to pounce as he's looking to try to make some moves around not only this 57 ride, but all 3 2020 rides right there in front of him as the 54, Jeremy Kolba sliding back just ever so slightly, and Russell Harold a little farther back there in that 7th position. It's all Philip Sexton here this evening in heat race number 3 as this 2020 machine is hooked up and at the front of the field continue to stretch out these leads lap after lap after lap. Here is down across the line. He will have almost a 2 1/4 second lead between himself and Jacob Sexton, Jeremy Akins, Jeremy Sexton, Matt Taylor, Jeremy Kolba, and Russell Harold here on the racetrack. This is a very tough heat race, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button on the broadcast, hit that share, hit that follow, or subscribe if you're watching over on YouTube. We got a tough lineup here. Even though this is only 7 cars, we got 3 Sextons and we got 3 Jeremys out there on the racetrack, okay? We got a tongue twister out there on the racetrack. We got Jeremy Kolba, Jeremy Sexton, Jeremy Akins, and then we got Philip Sexton, Jeremy Akins, and Jeremy Sexton and Jacob Sexton out there. So we got so many Sextons, so many Jeremys out there. This is a tough heat race to keep up with as Jacob Morgan coming in and says, "What's up? What's up, Jacob?" And How are you, Mr. Morgan is out in front. Philip Sexton leads the way here by 2 1/4 seconds between himself and Jacob Sexton. They're in position number 2. Back in third, you see Jeremy Akins, and then right there behind him as the white flag is displayed, you see Matt Taylor trying to work himself around Jeremy Sexton for position number 4 on the speedway is Jeremy Kolba. Back there in the 6th spot, Russell Harold bringing up the rear of the field in the 019. But down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4 on cruise control down across the line, it's Philip Sexton picking up heat race win number 3 here on the evening. Jacob Sexton there in 2nd, Jeremy Akins in 3rd, Matt Taylor there in 4th with Jeremy Sexton, Jeremy Kolba, and Russell Harold bringing up the rear of the field as we'll get ready to rock and roll here for our consolation race. Our Conti about to get underway. These drivers going to duke it out as I do believe the top 4 from each heat race transferred through. Everybody else will go to a consolation race, but I do believe every single one of these drivers will advance into our A main feature event. So this is going to be for a lot of fun, a lot of good time out there on the Speedway. Now, not only are they going to have some fun out there, but they're going to be able to work on their cars. They're going to be able to work on their rides, make sure their cars are absolutely set up perfectly and ready to rock and roll here, as I do believe top 3 transfer through, top 4 did not actually, so top 3 transfer through. So starting on the pole here of this consolation race, it's the 9 ride of Michael Olsen, who will start in that pole position. To his outside in the 71H is the Dirt Panda machine of William Hargraves. Starting in position number 3, it's the 15 of Matt Taylor, and to his outside in the 2 machine, it is Cameron Stefanski. Lon Franks, Jeremy Sexton, Jason Zilmer, Charles Minders, Jeremy Colba, Tyler Jackson, Jim Revis, 019 of Russell Harrell, Charles Davis, and Cody McCoy will bring up the rear of the field for 15 laps of green flag racing here with the Monday Night All-Stars, powered by the Dirt Clash Super Street Series. As a little contact with the inside wall for the 9 ride and the 71H of Hargraves. They both get out at corner number 2 nicely, but unfortunately they got a swarm of cars all around them, as here comes Cameron Stefanski trying to work himself up and into position number 2 in that 2 ride, and looks like he will go door to door with the 71, but down across the line move the Sunrise Racing ride of Cameron Stefanski into that 2nd spot on the Speedway. As this is nothing but bragging rights, nothing but starting position on the line here for each and every one of these drivers, as they will all work themselves into our feature event. Nobody will go home early. They will all get a chance to run in our A main feature event coming up right after this. So these drivers out here on the Speedway right now, they're getting practice in, they're working on their cars, they're working on their craft, and what they got to do here to have a good race in that feature event. They're getting a great perspective of what they need to do here in this consolation race. And now, not only is it a good learning experience and a good time to kind of figure out your car and what you need or don't need out there on the Speedway, but it also comes down to starting position. The closer we can start here at the front of this consolation race, the closer you can start towards the front of the field, as I do believe the winner of this Consi will start in position number 10. Every single driver in that corresponding finishing position will start back behind that 10th place starter, which will be our winner of this Consi. So if Hargraves can jump up here and take this race lead away, he could be starting there in the 10th position. When it comes to our A main feature event, that'll move Michael Olsen back to the 11th starting spot on the Speedway. So that's what these 2 drivers are really battling for here. Not only that starting spot, but also a little bit of bragging rights and a little bit of confidence boost. You can jump out here and show that you're fast enough to be at the front of the field and lead these guys, that you might be able to be fast enough to be able to lead anyone else in that feature event as well. So we'll have to wait and see if the 9 ride of Michael Olsen can hang on to it, or if William Hargraves, Lon Franks, Matt Taylor, or Tyler Jackson, who's making his car work to the front of the field. Here's T-Jack up 5 spots on the Speedway now into position number 5. So T-Jack, who did not get a qualifying lap in, had to start deep in his heat race, didn't make any real ground there in that first heat race of the evening, but he's making some ground up right now in this consolation race. Just slid up in front of Matt Taylor for position number 4 on the Speedway, and T-Jack is working himself to the front of the field. As Michael Olsen continues to lead the way, Tina Sexton coming in with that heart reaction. Jacob Morgan coming in with that like on the stream as well. How are you, Jacob? How are you, Tina? Hopefully you guys are having yourselves a wonderful evening. And to everyone tuning in over on the YouTube broadcast, I see over 16 people right now tuning in, watching, cheering these drivers on. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that subscribe button, and jump into the comment section. Let us know who you're cheering for and who you want to see up in victory lane at the end of the evening. As right now Michael Olsen continues to lead the way in this consolation race. Lon Franks there in second, as William Hargraves back there in position number 3. Tyler Jackson trying to reel them in as he's in position number 4 and looking for more as he's going to take a look to the outside here, looking for a big run. He gets right to the back bumper of the 10 right of Lon Franks as Franks and Hargraves go door to door down the back straightaway. See Matt Taylor trying to catch up to those 3 right in front of him here as well as Taylor rounds out our top 5 here on the Speedway. Jeremy Sexton back there in position number 6. Charles Minders back there in position number 7 with Cameron Stefanski, Jim Revis, Jason Zilmer, our top 10 here on the racetrack. Is Zilmer trying to hang on to that 10th spot? He's got Jeremy Kolba in that 54 ride down to his inside as Kolba looking to move up inside the top 10 here on the Speedway as Cody McCoy back in position number 12 has Russell Harold and Charles Davis back there behind him, bringing up the rear of the field here in this consolation race as Minders and the Minders and 2 ride now going door to door here. Charles Minders trying to work himself up towards the front of the field as Cameron Stefanski started to slide back here ever so slightly. Stefanski already down 3 spots on the Speedway, trying to save the bleeding here and trying to stop that bleeding out there on the racetrack, trying to hold on to position number 7 here on the racetrack is Jeremy Sexton right there in front of him. Matt Taylor there, he's down a couple spots as well. Started in position number 3, is slid back to position number 5, but he's got 4 fast cats right there in front of him. 2 of them are at the front of the field and 2 of them are at the top of the charts here when it comes to our championship battle. Michael Olson, Tyler Jackson, 2 drivers that I do believe are towards the front of the field here when it comes to our championship points right now, and they're right here in this consi with everybody else just trying to work themselves here to the front of the field, trying to get a better starting spot so they can try to earn as many points as possible in our feature event. You see T-Jack making that move to the outside of the 10 right along Franks. You see William Hargraves right there in the thick of things. Hargraves has had some very tough luck here in the first couple races of the Monday Night All-Stars here, and he's going to make some contact right there as him and Michael Olson. A little door bang down the back straightaways around corner number 4. We will see that checkered flag fly. The big run for the 9 right of Michael Olson as Olson will pick up our consolation race win. Hargraves there in second, Tyler Jackson, Lon Franks, Jeremy Sexton, Matt Taylor, Cameron Stefanski, Jason Zilmer, Jim Revis, Jeremy Kolba, our top 10 here on the Speedway, as each and every one of these drivers all will work themselves into the A main feature event. Nobody's going to go home. They're all going to get an opportunity to race here this evening in our A main feature event, which will be coming up here in just a few more moments. As a quick warm-up session as drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack. They're going to make sure they got their cars absolutely hooked up, make sure they got their equipment set up perfectly here, and kind of get a little bit of raw stuff, as some drivers that were out there for heat race number 1, they got to put in some work here, kind of get back into the rhythm of things before the start of this feature event, especially if you're starting on that front row. As we'll get them all lined up and ready to go here in just a few more moments, as we'll take a quick little break. We'll get some a little bit of a crank it up going here, a little bit of the sights and sounds around Williams Grove Speedway before our A main feature event. Is I'll get a quick drink in and get ready for this feature event myself. Rooting for the Stefanski bros tonight, says Jacob Morgan. Let's go, Jacob. Rooting on all the Stefanski boys out there on the Speedway. Never a bad bet to be cheering on the Stefanskis out there on the racetrack, as we'll get ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to see all these drivers duke it out here in just a few more moments. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation, these drivers will roll out onto the speedway. They will get ready to line up behind the official iRacing pace car, and we'll get ready to go green flag racing here for our A-Main feature event here from Williams Grove Speedway, as each and every one of these drivers ready to rock and roll, ready to try to duke it out for the win here this evening, is starting in the front row on that pole position in the DWR iRacing iFlank 720 ride. It's Jackie Whaley. To his outside in the 9 ride in the Team CFM Esports number 9 machine, that is Corey Sibley. Starting in position number 3 on the speedway, the Tommy Gun Customs Doghouse Racing 2020 ride, that is Philip Sexton. His outside in the 33 in the Throttle Down Motorsports White Knuckle Setup Shops number 33 ride, it's Dylan Simmons. Starting in position number 5 in the 4X ride, that is Ryan Howard. Into his outside in the Sexton's paint and body number 20, that is Jacob Sexton. Starting in position number 7 in the 19 ride, it's the Throttle Down Motorsports machine of Dakota Proud. Into his outside in the Sunrise Racing Throttle Down Motorsports number 32, it's Jacob Stefanski. Starting in the inside of row number 5, it's Jeremy Akins. Into his outside, our consolation race winner, it is the Swindell Speed Labs number 9 ride of Michael Olsen. Starting back in position number 11 on the speedway in the Malum Electric Viv's Liquor Joyride Designs number 71H, it's William Hargraves. Into his outside, it's the Alpha Shark. That is the Majula Safe Speed Shop Black Diamond Mafia ride of Tyler Jackson. The DWR number 10 Alon Franks will start there in 13. He's got the 2020 of Jeremy Sexton to his outside. Matt Taylor in the NLR Papa Mike Promotions number 15 will start there in the 15th position. He's got the do-ride, the Steve's Lawn Care Sunrise Racing number 2 of Cameron Stefanski to his outside. Then we see Jason Zilmer, Jim Revis, Jeremy Kolba, Cody McCoy, Russell Harrell, Charles Davis, and Charles Minders bringing up the rear of the field as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation, as we are quickly green flag racing here from Williams Grove Speedway. Jackie Whaley out in front. He leads the way down into quarter number 1. Nice and easy down through quarter 3 and 4, and he will lead lap number 1 here on the evening. So Whaley out in front, showing the way here early on as Corey Sibley trying to work right there to his back bumper. Dylan Simmons there in position number 3 as Simmons rolls in that 3rd spot. He's got Philip Sexton right down to his inside. Is the Doghouse Racing 2020 ride looking to try to work himself back around that 33 machine. You see that Hornet's Nest a little bit deeper through the field as each and every one of these drivers continuing to work together, but we do see a couple drivers run into troubles, and one of them being the 15 ride of Matt Taylor. Taylor and Jason Zilmer running into some issues here as the VP Racing number 344 and the House of Speed number 15 of Matt Taylor running into some issues here. We'll take a look and see what happened as Taylor down low, rolling down the back straight away. They go door to door. Oh, it just looks like that 344 gets in there a little bit too deep. Gets underneath that back bumper of the 15 ride of Matt Taylor, gets him sideways, sliding through quarter number 3 there. They both keep their cars pointed in the right direction, though, so no caution flag. But that puts them both back at the rear of the field. As out in front, Jackie Whaley continuing to lead the way. Corey Sibley rolls there in position number 2. He's about 4 car lengths back of our race leader as Dylan Simmons there in 3rd. Philip Sexton, Ryan Howard, our top 5 here on the speedway, as here comes the 2020 ride of Jacob Sexton and the 32, the Sunrise Racing ride of Jacob Stefanski, working himself towards the front of the field. Jacob Stefanski already up 2 spots here on the speedway as he just worked himself around that pink and black and orange number 2020 of Jacob Sexton. He's got Jeremy Akins, Dakota Proud, and William Hargraves rounding out our top 10 10 here on the Speedways. Dakota Proud battling here door to door with that number 71 ride to stay inside the top 10 as the 9 of Michael Olsen right there, as well as Lon Franks, Jeremy Sexton, and Tyler Jackson, who's hanging back a little bit deeper here. We would have figured that the 822 ride of T-Jack would have worked himself up and through the field here a little bit quicker, but looks like he's just being patient out there on the racetrack. Maybe something we don't know. Maybe tires will become more of a factor here this evening than what we're planning on. It looks like T-Jack's kind of hanging out back there, trying to save those tires underneath of him, but right now there's no saving at the front of the field as Jackie Whaley and Corey Sibley continue to lay down absolutely heater of lap times here. They continue to run super fast laps around the racetrack as they run 1 and 2. They're almost nose to tail again as that 9 ride of Corey Sibley has tracked back down our race leader here. We may see a battle at the front of the field as 2020 of Philip Sexton's worked himself back around Dylan Simmons here for position number 4 on the Speedway as Jacob Stefanski continues his march to the front of the field as the 32 ride up 3 spots here into position number 5 here early on in this race. He's not quite the hard charger as Charles Minders is working himself up and through the field right now in the 66 ride, already up 6 positions, started at the back of the pack back in 23rd, and he is up now into position number 17 here on the Speedway. So Minders has been able to work himself up and through the field here as Minders there in position number 17, and he's got Jim Revis and Cameron Stefanski right there in front of him, and he's looking to try to work himself up inside the top 15 as the battle at the front of the field starting to heat up. Here comes the Dirty Rhino Welding number 9 ride of Corey Sibley's. He's going to go door to door with the 720 ride of Jackie Whaley down across the line. We get a new race leader here at Williams Grove Speedway as Corey Sibley out in front will take this race lead away, put the 9 ride to the front of the field. Jackie Whaley though trying to hang out right there to his outside, not letting him clear him, not letting him run away with this race lead right now, but there behind them, put the pressure on both of these drivers is Philip Sexton. As Philip Sexton right there in position number 3, he's looking to move up a little bit farther, and here comes Jacob Stefanski. The Throttle Down Motorsports Sunrise Racing WP Crave Designs number 32 right there in position number 4, and looking for more here as he's going to work to the outside now of Philip Sexton for position number 3 as Jackie Whaley with a big run there to the outside will take that race lead back away from Corey Sibley. Sibley will follow in line here. He'll get back in behind that 720 ride, but he's not done yet. He sends it down to the inside looking for a big run. Now the bottom side of the Speedway. They go a little side by side down the front straightaway. Jackie Whaley continues to lead the way as now Jacob Stefanski there in 3rd. So Jacob Stefanski continues his march to the front of the field as he's up 5 spots on the Speedway, and he's only a couple spots out from picking up this race lead here on the racetrack. But there is still a lot of racing left to go as only 15 laps complete here out of 60, meaning 45 more laps of racing action here this evening. As Amy Marie Stefanski says, good luck, Cam and Jacob out there on the racetrack, as Evan Stefanski says, Sunrise Racing on top. He's wishing that Sunrise Racing rides are there at the front of the field, as Jeremy Sexton says, this is about to be tough. This is about to be tough. Yes, sir. This is a tough racetrack. It's a tough racetrack, a lot of cars, and only so far 1 caution flag as we see our first yellow of the evening fly. Our first yellow flag of the day is upon us here this evening, as we will take a look back and see what happened, as it looks like a bunch of drivers just getting kind of tore up right here. William Hargraves might be right in the middle of him. Michael Olsen, Jeremy Akins, all look to have some issues here. Take a look at it here as Hargraves down the inside. He's going to go to the back bumper of the 2020 ride, and it's in there a little deep. Oh, no. You see exactly what happens here, how this all gets started right there. The 71H gets in there a little bit deep. He's trying to not spin this 2020 ride around. You see him lock those front tires up. He's trying to get that car stopped to avoid contact with the 2020. Unfortunately, drivers back here behind him, they do not realize that. Here comes the 57 of Jeremy Akins, who's going to get tore up. We saw the 2020 ride in there as well. That is the 2020 ride. I do believe that is Jeremy Sexton, who got tied up in that one. We see more contact here as Cody McCoy in there. The 9 ride disappeared there for a little bit, but all of a sudden he reappears. He's on top of the 13 of Cody McCoy, as that was Michael Olson, our quickest in qualifying here this evening. He also gets collected in that, and unfortunately just really nowhere for him to go out there on the racetrack. Olsen sends it up there, as well as the 57 of Jeremy Akins. Akins gets in there. The 9 ride gets into him. The 2020 gets in there. And then from that point on, it's on like Donkey Kong back there in corner number 3. And some tough hits right there. A lot of tore up race cars. Another tough break. Another tough race here for the 71H of William Hargraves. He has not had any luck here all season long with the Monday Night All-Stars. See all these drivers getting collected. See Cameron Stefanski with some damage there. Jim Revis getting some contact into that as well. Hard contact for Cody McCoy and the 50 ride of Charles Davis. And a lot of tore-up race cars. A lot of cars that unfortunately are going to have to go down pit side, get some repairs, and try to roll back out onto the speedway. I do believe Charles Davis is still down pit side here himself, and that will put him, I do believe, a lap down here possibly. So a heartbreaker right there for the Mazda Racing number 50 machine, as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Now this may be exactly what Jackie Willie wanted, as he will start here. He will restart this race on the front row all by himself. So the Delaware final restart here. They're stacked up 2 by 2 back there behind him, but Jackie Whaley with that front row all by his lonesome here. It's such an advantage on the speedway. Gives you that extra room to really arc yourself down through corner 3 and 4, get some big runs and big restarts here to give yourself an advantage on the evening. And right there you see it in full effect. Gets that launch, gets that drive over a car length or so, down across the line already, and down into corner number 1 and through corner number 2. He's looking to use that extra bit of momentum to maybe try to pull away a little bit more, as here comes Jacob Stefanski. He worked himself up into position number 3, and he was looking to the outside there of the 9 ride for position number 2, but cautions breed cautions, and we will see caution flag number 2 come out here just as quickly as the green flag got rethrown here on the evening, as a quick caution flag and another fortunate incident there as the 66 ride, oh man, blinked there just a little bit going through the corner, and I think that really just skews things for a lot of these drivers. He sends it into the corner. He's working down low. He sends it in there pretty deep. I think he sees a hole right here underneath the 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton. And he disappears here, but I think he ends up getting a big piece of that 2020 ride. There's the contact. See Tyler Jackson getting some damage into that one as well. But the 66 ride after that contact, trying to get the car pointed back in the right direction. The rear end just going to clip one of those infield tractor tires, and he'll nose into it and get turned around, pointed in the wrong direction. Little bit of contact there for Jason Zillmer, but not too much. But that will be our second caution flag here on the evening. So a tough break right there for all the drivers involved. A tough break for the 66 ride, as Minders was trying to work himself through that. As we'll jump right on board here with this 344 ride and see what Jason Zillmer can see here from the cockpit as he's rolling through corner 1 and out of 2. All of a sudden, he's got a car parked right in front of him, had to make a very quick maneuver to stay away from him. Oh, man, it doesn't get any closer than that for Jason Zillmer. Wowzers, just barely avoided contact there between himself and that 66 machine. As take another look at it here. Let's see if we can get a look from the chase camera exactly how close this one got. Woo! Man, you couldn't call it any closer, that's for certain. Not only trying to avoid that 66, but couldn't go up the racetrack any farther as he had the 57 of Jeremy Akins there to his outside to make things that much more exciting there for that number 344 machine. As we'll get ready to rock and roll, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you've been enjoying the racing so far here this evening, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button as we go back to green flag racing here at Williams Grove Speedway. As out in front, Jackie Whaley leads us back down into corner number 1 and out at corner number 2. He'll be looking to open up that lead as you see Corey Sibley and Jacob Stefanski battling there for position number 2 on the Speedway. The 9 ride of Corey Sibley will jump up and take P2 back away from Mr. Stefanski. As more contact back there behind him, look out, meow, caution flag number 3 on the Speedway. Jeremy Sexton, Jeremy Akins, Charles Minders all collected in this one. Like Russell Harrell with some damage as well for the 019 ride as we will take another look at it. See what happens here as I think it starts in front of the 57 right here of Jeremy Akins. Right there. See the contact. Around goes the 2020 ride. Not sure if Cameron Stefanski gets a piece of them. It looks like it as they go wheel to wheel together here in corner number 3, and it just gets that rear end kicked out sideways there on the racetrack for Jeremy Sexton. He's going to go around, nowhere to go here for Jeremy Kolba, as Kolba's going to slam right into the driver's side door of that number 2020 ride. I see Michael Olsen getting some damage. There goes Russell Harrell. You see the 344 of Jason Zilmer getting hard up into the outside fence. Then you see Jeremy Akins and the 66 ride of Minders also getting collected there in that one as a bit of a pile up there. Another calamity down in corner 3 and 4, and brings out yet again another caution flag as a couple tough hits, a couple tough piece of contact right there, and unfortunately it's not the spot you want to be if you're Jeremy Sexton. As Sexton sends it into the corner and gets the contact right there, and it just knocks his car loose. Goes around, and then from that point on, it's all like Donkey Kong. It's about 3, 4, 5, 6 cars all pile into him right there. Heavy damage there for the Cocky Boy Consulting 2020 machine. As we will get them ready to rock and roll, we'll get ready to go back to battle here as Jackie Whaley leads the way. I don't know if Jackie's happy about all these restarts. He's been getting some pretty good runs, some pretty good restarts, and I don't think he wants to keep testing his luck here, knowing that he's got a couple very fast drivers right there behind him, and if he misses a shift, makes the wrong move, or anything else, I'm not sure what's going on here, but drivers going to bounce off each other there a little bit, trying to get lined up and ready to go for the restart as Jackie Whaley continues to lead the way. You'll see them get lined up 2 by 2 by 2 back there behind him as we hit lap number 20 of 60 here on the evening. So we are 1/3 of the way through this race. We go back to green flag racing. So 20 laps in, 40 more laps left to go here from Williams Grove Speedway, and we will jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. ready, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Give it up here for all these drivers. They put on one absolutely amazing show here for us. A beautiful crank it up session as we just rolled over halfway in and halfway to go here in this feature event. As out in front, continuing to lead the way, it's the 720 ride of Jackie Whaley. As Whaley continues to show them how to get it done here at Williams Grove Speedway. You see that 32 of Jacob Stefanski rolling right there behind him in position number 2. Stefanski's up 6 spots on the speedway, continuing to look to work himself to the front of the field. Only needs to make one more pass out there on the racetrack. As we were in our crank it up, we saw one driver work himself up inside the top 5, starting to make his move towards the front of the field, and that is the number 822. The Black Diamond Mafia Majulse Speed Shop, shopfergie22.com, and number 822, it's Tyler Jackson, T-Jack, up into position number 5 now on the speedway here. So T-Jack working himself to the front of the field, and right now he's in a share with the hard charger of this race, as right now him, Jim Revis, and Cody McCoy all up 7 spots on the speedway. But T-Jack at the front of the field here looking for more, as he's got the 9 ride of Corey Sibley right there in front of him. Ryan Howard back there in the 6th spot as Dakota Proud rolls in 7th. William Hargrave trying to work himself back towards the front of the field as he works to the inside of the 2020 ride of Jacob Sexton. He will make that pass and roll around that pink and black number 2020 ride. Dylan Simmons back there in the 33 ride. He rounds out our top 10 here on the speedway. As Jim Revis there in position number 11. Cameron Stefanski there in 12th. Cody McCoy there in 13th in the 13 ride. Matt Taylor in the 15 machine. He rolls there on the inside of the 13 machine, as he's currently scored in the 14th position on the speedway. He's got Mike Olson right there behind him as the 9 ride of Olson trying to work himself back up towards the front of the field here as he rolls in that 15th position. That's Charles Minders and Jeremy Kolba right there behind him, with Vaughn Franks back in 18th, Jeremy Akins back in 19th. Jeremy Sexton there rounding out the top 20 here in that 2020 ride. So 20th for the 2020 of Jeremy Sexton on the speedway as of right now. As Charles Davis in the 50 ride rolls there in 21st. Russell Harold back in 22nd, and Jason Zilmer there in 23rd, as they all battle back here at the back of the pack. But at the front of the field, the battle continues to rage on as Jackie Whaley continues to lead the way. Jacob Stefanski hanging right there with them, not letting him run away with this one. You can still throw a blanket over our top 3 as they're right there within a car length of each other. You can throw Corey Sibley right there into the picture, and the number 8 of Tyler Jackson and Ryan Howard, as our top 6 have broken away from the rest of the field here by about 1.5 seconds back to the 19 ride of Dakota Proud, and then 2 seconds back you'll see that 71H of William Hargraves. As the top 10 starts to get a little bit more spread out, still a lot of dogfights going on deeper in the field as these drivers continue to run door to door and side by side out there on the speedway. Charles Minders works himself. Minders up into position number 15 on the speedway. Minders working back up towards the top 10 here, having himself a great run after a tough start to the race, getting collected there in a few wrecks. Same with that 9 ride of Michael Olson, but pointed in the right direction right now. Is Jackie Whaley showing us how to get around this beautiful racetrack, this beautiful, I do believe it is a 3/8 of a mile speedway here for Williams Grove Speedway. It is a big dirt racetrack. There is a lot of room, there's a lot of grooves, there's a lot of ways to find speed here at the racetrack. And right now, Jackie Whaley, he has found that speed, and he's looking to try to use that speed to his advantage. But when it comes down to the very end of this race, it may be more than just who's got the fastest car. It may be who's got the best tires in the best equipment late in this race. If you can hang on, keep those tires underneath of you, and have that extra, 10%, 15% tire tread, you can find yourself, all of a sudden the fastest car out there on the speedway. Now you just got to hope you're in a position to work yourself and have enough room to kind of get yourself towards the front of the field and use that extra tire saving that you've done to your advantage. As Jackie Whaley Jacob Stefanski, Philip Sexton, Corey Sibley, Tyler Jackson, our top 5 out here on the Speedway, as Chris Peters, my boy Chris, coming in with that like on the stream, and John Clevenger, hopefully I'm saying that right. John Clevenger not only coming in with the heart reaction here on the broadcast, but also coming in and smashing that follow button, becoming a brand new follower here on Peacemaker Gaming. John, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. As Cody Horton, Evan Stefanski also coming in with the reactions as we get these drivers rolling out here in our final 15 laps of racing action as we see the caution flag fly. The caution flag will be displayed. We'll have another restart. Caution flag number 3 here on the Speedway. It looks like Jeremy Sexton, his tough night continues here. He was in the chat earlier, said that this was going to be tough, but unfortunately it's been getting tougher and tougher for him all race long as he rolls here back just inside the top 20, and looks like Jeremy Kolbach is going to get in there a little deep, gets into the back end of him and just knocks that car loose. So he went around the first time, and he spun around trying to get that car rolling here once again. We did see, looked like the 344 also getting collected in that, but no contact as the 2020 ride goes for a loop-de-loop. That will bring the caution flag back out, and unfortunately that will bring the rest of the field right back to Jackie Whaley's back bumpers. There you go, you see that. Gonky Floyd Consulting, Doghouse Racing, Sexton Paint and Body 2020 ride going for that loop-de-loop, pointing the wrong direction, and that will get us a caution flag on the Speedway. So we will stack them up, rack them up, get ready to go back to green flag racing here. I think that was probably one of the last things Jackie Whaley really wanted to see, but he might be able to use this restart to his advantage, as we will still stack him up 2 wide back there behind him as we only go single file after 10 laps to go here. If we're inside 10 laps to go, we go to single file. Outside 10 laps to go, we do Delaware file restart. So we will get ready to go back to green flag racing, stacked up here behind that number 720 machine. Zachary says, looks like a great race so far. Zachary, has been an absolutely amazing race so far. These drivers have been putting in a ton of work, putting on a great show for each and every single one of us to enjoy here this evening. And if you guys haven't already showed your appreciation not only to the broadcast but also to these drivers, make sure you guys jump into the comment section. Let them know what you think of the racing action out there on the Speedway. Let them know who you're cheering for, and also make sure you hit that like button on the broadcast to help push it out to more and more fans in the stands and bring more eyes in for all these amazing drivers and all of our amazing sponsors here with the Monday Night All-Stars. As we will get ready to go back to green flag racing, Jackie Whaley getting ready for a big restart, trying to keep all these drivers back there behind him, trying to keep them at bay. It's gonna be a lot easier said than done, as each and every one of them want to be parked up here as number 1 on the evening. Whaley, with that control though, is able to get that first fire spot, but gets very loose there through corner number 4, and that's going to open up the door down low here for the 2020 of Philip Sexton. Sexton down low on the bottom side of the Speedway, looking to go door to door with Jackie Whaley down the back straightaway. Whaley though with some good momentum down into corner number 3 here, but Sexton rolls the inside, looking to see if he can slide up and clear that 720 ride. Couldn't quite pull the trigger that time at a corner number 4. As Jackie Whaley will continue to lead the way, you see Jacob Stefanski try to jump back up into position number 2 here, but we will see the caution flag fly here once again in this one. Caution flag number 4 is going to be displayed here as cautions breed cautions, and when we get these drivers stacked back up together, nose to tail out there on the Speedway, door to door, we see a lot of beating and banging, and unfortunately this time a little bit too much, and it looks like Cameron Stefanski, Cody McCoy, Charles Davis all going to get tied up in this one, as 13 right in the blue, black, and white number 2 is the cars you're going to want to look at right there. Just a little contact. The 15 of Matt Taylor. You'll see the 15 right here. Let me see if we can get another angle of this one, chat. Let's see if we get another angle. Okay, there you go. So the black car on the outside of 3 wide here. The 15 of Matt Taylor in the NLR Pop-Up Mike Promotions 5.6 graphics ride. He's going to get a little bit loose here, coming off the corner, and as he gets loose, he comes down the racetrack and just goes a little bit over the nose of the 13 of Cody McCoy. McCoy bounces off the 15 ride right down the racetrack and into the lap of the 2 ride of Cameron Stefanski. They just get tied together. They go around, and unfortunately that will bring out our caution flag here once again, and you see that 2 ride slide back up the speedway into the outside fence, and the 50 ride of Charles Davis gets hard into him. Heavy contact right there, airborne for that 2 ride. Luckily enough, stays on all 4 tires and is able to keep on rolling there on the speedways. That could have been a whole lot worse there for that number 2 machine. We'll take another look at it right here. You'll see this look at the cars as they come together. As right here, 15 up on the high side, contact with the 13 puts him down over the nose of that 2 machine, and then bam, heavy hit right there for Cameron Stefanski and the 15 ride of Charles Davis. Charles just comes in there and cleans him out. Let's see if we can jump onto the driver's helmet cam here with that 50 ride and see what he sees from the cockpit. Is he's headed down the front straightaway here. He's looking to just try to drive around this, and then all of a sudden the 2 ride cuts right across in front of him, and heavy damage right there. Heavy contact, heavy damage, and tough break there for all the drivers collected as we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Jackie Whaley looking to have a little bit better of a restart here as Whaley got going there on that that last restart. Got very loose coming out of corner number 4 as he was already under the power, already under the gun. He had fired, so the rest of the cars behind him were also under full power. They were in full song and board, and unfortunately as he went sideways, that opened up the door for Philip Sexton to almost take that race lead away from him. Whaley that time, a good restart will lead us down into corner number 1 as the 2020 ride trying to hang on to it. Around goes Philip Sexton. Oh no, cautions, breeding cautions. There goes the 10 ride as well. Lon Frank's going around. Looks like Jeremy Aikens collected in that one. Jeremy Kolba tied up there as well. Cody McCoy, but it's Philip Sexton, the first car that goes around. And this one hurts here for the 2020 ride. Yeah, unfortunately, looks like Jacob Stefanski may have got in there just a little bit too far. And as he does, he just makes contact with that rear end of this 2020 machine, and that just knocks him loose right here. Gets him very loose. The car sliding, can't really control it anymore. And unfortunately, that's what's going to spin him around right about here. You're going to see that contact right there as Jacob Stefanski just gets into the back end there, a little bit more of the left rear of the 2020 ride, and that loops him around here, and it's a big piece there of the 9 ride of Corey Sibley. Heavy damage there for Sibley, heavy damage for Dakota Proud as he slams into the driver's side door there of the Dunkhouse Racing 2020 ride. And then aftermath is everyone trying to avoid the 2020 ride. We see Lon Franks go for a little loop-de-loop here. We see a lot of other drivers getting tied up in it as well, as I do believe Charles Davis in there, the 2 of Cameron Stefanski, Jeremy Aikens, Jeremy Kolba all tied up into that one. Cody McCoy going around to avoid it as they come together again there off of corner number 2. This one got a little bit worse for Ware as looked to be only maybe a 1-car spin, and then unfortunately 1 car goes around right in front of the field. And normally you see a lot of other drivers also getting collected, and there you see a lot of that extra contact and extra damage for all these drivers as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back at it here once again. Another restart here in front of us from Williams Grove Speedway as these drivers will get stacked back up, racked back up, and ready to go back to battle here. And I do believe, yes, still outside of that 10-lap marker. So that means we will still be 2x2x2 back here behind our race leaders. So he still gets that advantage of being on the front row all by himself here as Jacob Stefanski will take the EOL and go to the back of the pack here. So that moves Corey Sibley up into second and Tyler Jackson there in third as we go back to Green Flag Racing here at Williams Grove Speedway. T-Jack now at the front of the field here looking for more as he knows he's right there they're able to almost ace that lead as 3, almost 4 wide out of corner number 2. Here comes T-Jack, and here comes William Hargraves. Hargraves, we saw get tied up in a wreck early in this race. He's been waiting patiently, working himself back up through the field, but Philip Sexton hard up into the outside fence here in corner number 4, and the caution flag will come back out again. You see heavy damage there for the 2020 ride as he takes it right down pit side. We also saw it looked like Jeremy Akins with heavy damage as well. As we'll take another look and see what happens here for the number 2020 ride, as already off to a bad start after that contact right there. Gets a little contact from the 50 ride. They make contact, and as they make contact, the 10 of Lon Franks and the 50 of Charles Davis. See, there's a little bit of just slight contact, and unfortunately, let's see if we get another look at this. Another look at a different angle as these drivers all come together. Let's see if we can get a good blimp view. So they're 3 wide right here in the middle of the speedway through corner number 3 and 4. The purple car comes down, the 10 ride comes up. They make a little contact. It straightens out the 50 ride of Charles Davis, and unfortunately that just shoves him up over the nose of the 2020 of Philip Sexton, and that puts Sexton hard into the outside fence. Heavy damage there for him, and then we see, oh, that's Jacob Stefanski, who just got the EOL for causing the last caution flag with that 2020 ride. And then you see Jeremy Akins also getting a big piece of that car as well. Heavy damage there for him as well. And a couple more tore up race cars, and things are going to strike here this evening as a lot of drivers just getting tore up. Not a lot of places for them to go, and unfortunately a lot of carnage here late in this race. As you know, look at this one once again in full song and burden. Oh man, heavy hit right there. Heavy hit for Jacob Stefanski. Heavy hit for the 57 of Jeremy Akins as well. As see the black smoke starting to puff out of that 57 ride. The black smoke coming out of the 2020 down pit side. They may be done for the evening as we will get them ready to rock and roll and get ready to go back to green flag racing here once again as Jackie Whaley continues to lead the way, but now he sees Tyler Jackson, Corey Sibley, William Hargraves, Ryan Howard right there behind him. Dakota Proud up into 6th, Dylan Simmons there in 7th. As you also see Michael Olson, Jim Revis, and Jacob Saxon up inside the top 10. As we go back to green flag racing here at Williams Grove Speedway. About our 6th restart here, but cautions breed cautions, and we may not be done yet. Each and every one of these drivers trying to put themselves at the front of the field. It's a big run for Corey Sibley down through the back straightaway into corner number 3. Sibley looking to maybe make the move. He's gonna slide up in front of our race leader, and we may have a battle here for the race lead down across the line. Corey Sibley back out in front. We saw him take that lead earlier away from the 720 of Jackie Whaley. Whaley was able to get it back, but here comes Corey Sibley making a late race charge to the front of the field. As Corey Sibley leads the way, Jackie Whaley back there in 2nd. Ryan Howard working himself up into 3rd. Here is contact between him, Hargraves, and Tyler Jackson getting bounced around as he is sandwiched right there between T-Jack and the 71H of William Hargraves. Hargraves continues to find ground down here on the bottom side of the racetrack as Tyler Jackson rolling the extreme high side here. Not quite working out so far for that 822 ride as he is sliding backwards ever so slightly, and now has that door wide open for William Hargraves to jump up into position number 3. Hargraves always so good, so talented here on these slick tracks, especially late in these races, and he's showing some muscle here late in this one as he's been making a march up through our top 10 here in this later half of the race. And here he is looking now underneath the 720 ride of Jackie Whaley for position number 3. A big run right here to the inside. Tyler Jackson looking to take that inside lane away from the 71H of William Hargraves. They're going to go door to door. They're going to beat and bang for position number 3. It's very tough competitors out there on the speedway. They've ran a lot of laps and a lot of races together, and they know once it's late in this race, it is tough to get back around one another there on the racetracks. You got to take every single run you can as we see another late race caution flag. I think this is the last thing that the number 9 rider, Corey Sibley, wanted to see. Maybe something that the 71H or the 822 of Tyler Jackson would have loved to have seen, but unfortunately, another caution flag here on the Speedway. We will have another late race restart. This one looks like Lon Franks gets tied up in his. Lon Franks trying to work himself up inside the top 10 here. Slides up in front of the 2020 ride. The 2020 just gets in there a little deep, spins around sideways. Oh man, and unfortunately everyone else just getting checked up, trying to avoid the spun around 10 ride, and then more contact as Cody McCoy gets a little nudge there from the 54, Jeremy Kolba. I'm sure not sure what that was all about, but we'll take a look at that as these drivers send it in there. They see Calamity there in front of them, and they're going to get checked up to avoid it. And then I think just the 54 on the gears here, trying to get back up to speed. Just unfortunately loses the front end, gets up into that 13 ride, spins him around again as well. But caution flag already coming out at that point. But take a look at it again as Lon Frank sends it into corner number 3 here. The 2020 ride, I'm not sure which Sexton. I think that's Jeremy Sexton right there behind him. It is Jeremy Sexton here. Comes in here, just gets in a little bit too hot. Gets into that back bumper, gives him a shove into the corner, and that just kind of jacks him up, knocks him loose, and spins that 10 right around. And that's what brings out our 7th caution flag here of the evening. We were so good for the first 45 laps of this race. I think we saw, 1 or 2 caution flags, 1 caution for incident, then a quick caution flag right there after, and then, then it was pretty good again for the next, 20 laps or so, 20, 30 laps, and then all of a sudden, these final 10, 15 laps have been absolutely chaotic in a very, very good way, though, as we've seen just some great hard racing. A lot of these racing incidents is unfortunately taking drivers out, but nonetheless, we've been seeing nothing but great action here at the front of the field as we go to single file restarts here. Inside 10 laps left to go as Corey Sibley sees that green flag fly. He quickly jumps up through the gears, gets a great restart as here comes Hargraves. Hargraves down low, looking to try to take position number 2 away from the 720 of Jackie Whaley as Whaley rolls to the outside. The 71H of Hargraves down to the inside. They slide up through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Corey Sibley will look to click up another lap as Hargraves continues to battle with Jackie Whaley for position number 2. That's exactly what the 9 rider Sibley wants to see. He wants to see those drivers battle back there for that second spot, allow him to maybe open up a little bit of a cushion. A few car length lead down into corner number 3 for the 9 ride as Corey Sibley looking to click off another lap as Epic Gamer coming in showing the love over there on the YouTube channel. How are you, Epic Gamer, coming in showing the love there on YouTube as Cody McCoy says, my luck sucks, man. My luck's so good. Yeah. Definitely some tough luck there for you, Cody. Definitely some tough luck for you. And yeah, unfortunately, Richard, that's just how racing goes sometimes. Sometimes you're the ball, sometimes you're the bat out there on the racetrack. And right now, sometimes you're the fast cat that's running away with this one. Is out in front with 2 more laps left to go. The twin sticks up in the air for the 9 rider, Corey Sibley. And Sibley looking to pick up the win here this evening. You see Hargraves battling still here for position number 2. Tyler Jackson right there in the thick of it here as he's trying to find these big runs up on the extreme high side, trying to find a way not only around the 720 of Whaley, but also around William Hargraves. Is down across the line. We see the white flag fly. So one more time around here for Corey Sibley. Sibley looking to pick up the win here at Williams Grove Speedway in the Dirt Clash Super Street Series Monday Night All-Stars. It's nice and easy down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Corey Sibley's gonna get it done and he'll pick up the win here this evening. Corey Sibley gets the win and he'll pull that number 9 right up into Williams Grove Speedway victory lane as William Hargraves coming home in P number 2 and Jackie Whaley rounding out our top 3 here on the evening. Tyler Jackson back in 4th and Dylan Simmons there in position number 5 here on the Speedway. Is our race winner Corey Sibley getting it done here. He is going to pull up to the front straight away and we'll get ready for our top 3 interviews here on the evening. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here That number 9 rider, Corey Sibley, and the rest of the field putting on an absolutely amazing show here for us. But the show isn't done yet. As we take and commend our race winner, Corey Sibley, on the Speedway, we take a look down the back straightaway. These drivers are getting ready for a demolition derby. They're going to blow off some steam. They're going to have some fun back here deeper in the field as they get lined up for this demo derby here. This is always such a good show, man. These guys put on an epic battle down the back straightaways after each and every single feature event, and that means that the action's not done yet. The racing's done. The battles, the beating and banging, the collisions, they are not done yet. These drivers will go to battle. They will duke it out here on the back straightaway for our demolition derby. As we'll get ready to pull our race winner up into the broadcast booth, they'll get those drivers ready to beat and bang back there behind them as we'll pull Corey Sibley up into the broadcast booth as everyone else starts their demolition derby back here. Demolition derby already starting to get underway. Drivers are going to be beating and banging back here for quite a while. Heavy hit right there. The 9 rider Michael Olsen getting a head-on collision with the 32 ride. Man, oh man, this is going to be way too much fun deeper back here in the field. We're going to turn it down just a little bit as we'll watch this as we do our post-race interviews here. I'm trying to have some fun with it. I'll try to click through all the different drivers as we see the 9 ride smoking heavily already there on the back straightaway. Jim Ravis, always one of those drivers that seems to just clean out a bunch of drivers. And oh my God, look at the hits here, man. This one might be fast down the back straightaway. These drivers are finding a ton, and I mean a ton of momentum here. Oh man, we're gonna see some huge hits and big smacks here for each and every one of them, man. This is gonna be a lot of fun down the back straightaways. All these drivers just trying to battle through it, battle around it, trying to see if they can put themselves into the winner's column here for these demolition derbies on the back straightaways. We'll get ready to pull our race winner, and his man Olsen going for another big ride there. He's up on top of the wall, the back straightaway. This may take him out of contention, but he's still on the racetrack. They haven't taken him off the racetrack, but I think he's, yeah, there we go. So off the speedway now for Michael Olsen. He is done. He is out of this one. Jacob Sexton smoking heavily there. Cody McCoy trying to get lined up here for some more big hits as you'll back into Dylan Simmons right there. We'll see if we can keep this on Jim Revis, who's always kind of right in the thick of things here as we'll jump up into our top 3 waiting room. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner, Corey Sibley, as we'll pull Sibley up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Corey, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Corey, brother, what a run, what a race, man. Take us back through this one as we saw you start up there at the front of the field. You slid back there into about that second, third spot for a little bit, but then all of a sudden you jump up, you're able to make some moves. You get around that 720 of Jackie Whaley for a lap or so, and then all of a sudden Whaley gets back around you, and then you kind of settled in again. Right there behind him, you slid back to about that third, fourth position, but you hung out there throughout the most of this race until later on. You start to find another gear here, and in those late race restarts, you hit them perfectly, you make the moves you needed to, and all of a sudden on that final restart, you put yourself in a position to make that slide job work and get around the 720 of Jackie Whaley to take this win away from him here this evening.
Yeah, that race was a mix of emotions. I thought I gave it away. One of the restarts, I fell all the way back to 5th, and I'm like, there's no way I'm passing these guys. But, I mean, I kind of lucked out. I kind of fell into some of it because if Sexton and Stefanski hadn't gotten into each other, which I thought that was ending my race, but if that hadn't happened, there was no way I was getting there. And then I don't think Jackie didn't even mess up. I just got kind of hit the bottom that well going through 1 and 2, and all of a sudden I was at his door. I'm like, oh, well, all right, this works.
Absolutely. It definitely worked out for you as you were able to make that pass and put yourself at the front of the field here. And then late in the race, you know, already seeing abundance of caution flags over those final 15 laps or so. We're getting a little bit nervous knowing that you still had, you know, Jackie back there behind you. You saw William Hargraves working himself up through the field and Tyler Jackson right there as well. You know, 3 very fast drivers that are always in contention here for wins in the Monday Night All-Stars. You know, we're getting a little bit nervous if you saw that yellow flag and had them right back there to your rear bumper again.
Oh yeah, that's the worst feeling when you're in the lead and you know you got a little bit of a gap, and next thing you know you've got two or three killers right on your bumper again. You're like, ah, crap. But no, I mean, I just kind of went to the mentality of they'll either drive around me or they're drive through me. They're driving through me. They weren't going to get on the inside of me after that last restart, and it seemed to work out.
Absolutely, definitely works out for you as you park the 9 right up here in victory lane. Corey, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
Yeah, I want to thank Tyler Bowman. He wasn't able to make the race tonight, but he's the one who makes all my wraps. Say every week that they add 10 extra horsepower, and when you're on a big track, it really helps you. CFM Esports, my wife for supporting me. She puts up with me doing this every week. Then Dirty Rhino Mobile Trailer Repair. I'm starting my own business. I'm gonna do small trailer work on anything you can tow behind a pickup. And then everybody who comes and supports, just comes and watch the guys who put on the race, put on the broadcast. Thank all of them.
Absolutely, brother. Well, a very great run, a very well-deserved win here this evening. I'm sure you're a little bit tuckered out after wheeling that car around Williams Grove Speedway for a lot of laps here this evening. 60 laps around this racetrack is no easy feat, as it's one of the longest start tracks we have here, and one of the hardest, I'd say, here on iRacing for just kind of working yourself through it, working yourself around the racetrack. There's no short way to really do it. It's tough work out there, especially when it starts to get slicked off like we saw here this evening. So being tuckered out and ready to celebrate a big victory here this evening. We'll let you go, Corey, but congratulations again on picking up the win and parking that 9 right up here in victory lane.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't party too hard down there in victory lane.
I'll try not to.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Corey Sibley as he picks up the win here this evening. Sibley gets it done. He picks up the win. He parks himself up in victory lane. What a drive. What a performance there for that 9 machine. Again, a huge shout out to Mr. Sibley picking up the win here this evening. As we'll get ready, we're going to pull in our second place finisher, the number 71 H of William Hargraves, as Hargraves comes home here in position number 2. We'll pull Hargraves up into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview, as Just Vib says, time for the demo Revis show. Yes, the demo Revis show, that is for certain. As Brian says, good luck the rest of the season, Brian, my boy. Hopefully we'll get you back out here, brother. Hopefully we'll get you back out here for all the fun and all the action, man. We don't want to see you not miss it. As Evan Stefanski says, I make my return next week. Watch out. Oh, Evan, we'll be watching for you, brother. We'll be watching for you. We'll be waiting for that comeback, my boy. We'll be waiting for it. Trust me. We'll be waiting. Just Viv says, what a night, William. Congratulations. Yeah, definitely a crazy night there for Mr. Hargraves, as we'll get ready to pull him up into the booth. Richard says, security in the pits. Yeah, security in the pits. Now, I'm sure if there was any hard feelings out there, hopefully those drivers got those hard feelings out with the Demolition Derby after the race. Hopefully they kind of dealt with some of their frustrations and got some of their frustrations out there, as that's why we do it. We allow those drivers to have that fun down the back straightaway, kind of eliminate some of the frustrations that they have throughout the race, and kind of just ease that stress off their shoulders there after a good night or a tough night out there on the speedway. As we'll get ready to pull Hargraves up here into the broadcast booth.
It wasn't.
Hey, William, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Hey, Aaron, I got you, man.
Well, brother, what a wild night here, not only for yourself, but for the entire league, as that was a lot of fun, a lot of crazy action out there on the speedway, but we saw you have a bit of an up-and-down evening. We started mid-pack. You were kind of hanging out there, battling around a lot of these drivers, and then you end up making almost a little bit of contact with the 2020 ride of one of the Sextons. I think it was Jacob Sexton there that you almost got a piece of. As he got onto the binders, unfortunately, the cars behind you just could not get checked up quick enough, and you got collected in a pretty good calamity there in corner number 3, and all of a sudden you find yourself at the back of the pack. You just got to kind of ride around, make it easy, wait and bite your time, and slowly but surely you start working yourself back through them, lap after lap after lap, and then all of a sudden here, over those last couple caution flags late in this race, you're right there in the thick of things, looking to not only put yourself up when you're on the podium, but also looking to maybe take this win away from the 9-rider Corey Sibley or Jackie Whaley when he was out in front.
Yeah, for sure, man. Say it was a wild night is to say the season so far has been wild is an understatement for the way things have played out for me. But yeah, it was unfortunate there that early caution, and I stayed out. And I was just lucky I got another caution about 2 laps or whatever after that, because there was something broke on the car and it was not turning like it was supposed to. So I took the old pit road swipe and came back out last. And after that, I was just trying to pretty much sacrifice anything I could and just basically go wherever anybody else wasn't. There was a lot of people running the high side and not very many cars at all on the bottom. So I just hung out there as much as I could, and overall, it definitely it paid off tonight.
Absolutely rolling that bottom lane worked out perfectly here, especially late in the race. And as you said, everyone was kind of migrating towards that outside lane. You kept it pinned down there on the good stuff that was still available on the bottom side, which is a dangerous game in itself, as you're only inches away from taking out an infield tractor tire or one of those inside walls down through 3 and 4, or even down into the entry of corner number 1 and the exit of corner number 2 there, as things can get very, very tight in a quick hurry, as that's where the good stuff tends to lay. But you're able to hit your marks lap after lap after lap, and all of a sudden you find yourself back up inside the top 5. Did you think you were going to have an opportunity to come home here in position number 2, sitting there staring at it and seeing that you got Tyler Jackson, Jackie Whaley, Corey Sibley, and Ryan Howard right up there as well, having himself a great day at the racetrack?
Yeah, honestly, at that point, I was just happy to be in fifth. Bunch of heavy hitters up there. There's a ton of heavy hitters in here, so to even be able to get back to fifth, where then I was pretty happy. And then like I said, I was able to pick away at that bottom, and a lot of people weren't going down there, and I just kept trying to roll it as smooth as I could, and it paid off. Corey obviously won the race there. I would have liked to have another 5 laps, green flag there just to see, but yeah, good race to Corey, and hell of a run for Jackie. I sucks for Jackie to lead that many laps and come home third, but overall it's still a good points night for everybody, and we'll move on.
Absolutely, definitely a good points night for you, especially after a couple tough races here to start the season. Does this kind of feel like you got that monkey off your back, knowing that you finally, kind of exercise those demons that have been hanging around here in the 71 pit after a lot of hard issues out there on the racetrack, just getting tied up in different incidences, especially late in those races, and not having the finishes that you were hoping for, that come here and have the same thing happen, but then to battle back here and to finish in P2, it's got to feel pretty dang good to finally get that monkey off your back.
Yeah, let's hope it continues. Maybe next week we can avoid the pit road drive and just keep it in one piece. That'd be more enjoyable for sure.
Absolutely, brother. Well, William, a very good run, a very strong performance for you here this evening at Williams Grove Speedway. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here tonight?
Yeah, Aaron, I got to thank you for doing a killer broadcast as always. I also got to thank Dustin and all the boys for putting this league on for us guys to race in. All their time and effort doesn't go unnoticed. I know they try their best to do it, and it seems to be working out pretty good. So congrats to them guys. Keep doing what they're doing. I got to thank my Dirt Panda Racing teammates. Viv's Retail Liquor, Melm Electric Motorsales.com, Wild Bill's Race Designs, and Casey Speedworks when we enter the open setup stuff.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Will, congrats on the second place run. Hopefully, we'll see you up here in the broadcast booth more and more and more throughout the rest of the season, and hopefully one of these nights back up here and in victory lane yourself.
For sure, man. I appreciate you, Aaron.
Absolutely. I appreciate you as well, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your night.
You too, man.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for William Hargraves as Hargraves comes home in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for the 71H machine. As my boy Jamie Massey, Jamie in the house says, sure miss the old street stock days. Yes, sir, the old street stock days. They were so much fun, man. I hope we can get back into the rhythm of that as, the street stocks have always been kind of my home. They've always been my jam as I love the street stocks in real life. I love the street stocks here on iRacing as they can put on some absolutely amazing shows. The full fendered, elbows up racing out there on the racetrack, and after a little bit of beating and banging and battling out there on the racetrack, man, we can see some magic and some fireworks out there on the Speedway, which we always like to see, like we did here tonight, which brings us back to those old street stock kind of days. And hopefully we can see more and more of those leagues maybe start to kick back up. Maybe throughout the winter time, get some more and more of those rolling, get some more action out here for all these drivers to enjoy and become part of, as Jamie says, OG Hargraves. Yeah, OG Hargraves for certain. He's been around for a while. He's won a lot of races. He's been up there in a lot of battles with some great talented drivers throughout the years here on iRacing Dirt, and it's been a ton of fun, and it's been awesome getting to know Will and having him up here in the broadcast booth quite often here on Peacemaker Gaming, and glad to see him back up here in the broadcast booth here this season. Philip Sexton says, well, that was just great. Yeah, Phil, that was a great run gone bad in a quick hurry out there for you, brother. That was a tough break, having a solid run, having a solid drive. And then obviously we saw the contact there between you and Mr. Stefanski, and just that little nudge through the slick stuff. I mean, it doesn't take much to get these cars, spun around here through the slick and everything else. So it's a tough break, not only for yourself, but for Jacob as well. I'm sure he feels awful making the contact, but probably also feels bad as he now had to take the EOL and back to the rear of the field, and he's right back there with you. So definitely not the way I think either of you guys wanted your days to go, as you were both running up there at the front of the field. Ryan Howard, my boy Ryan, coming in with the like and the follow on the broadcast. Ryan, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. Coming in, dropping that follow over there on the Facebook channel. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, please make sure you guys do me the favor. Hit that like button. Hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button if you're watching over on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, Jackie Whaley, the 720 of Mr. Whaley, waiting patiently here pit side. We'll pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Jackie, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Jackie, brother, another good run, another good race. Unfortunately, this time you're the driver in the lead. Didn't end up picking up the checkered flag here late in this race after leading so many laps, keeping that 720 ride out in front. What did you need there late in the race to hold off Corey Sibley and William Hargraves?
I guess I need to learn how to restart late in the race. I believe that's what killed me again, to be honest with you. I just stepped on my deck again, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy.
Definitely a crazy one. Definitely one that I'm sure you feel like you threw away, as you were just so fast all evening long, leading so many laps. But, I mean, we have those abundance of caution flags late in the race, and having to hit those restarts over and over again. It's tough to do it. It's tough to hit them, and especially at a racetrack that gets pretty slicked off down through 3 and 4, like this racetrack, Williams Grove. I mean, it doesn't really take a whole lot. We saw you there on a few of those restarts. Getting a good jump down through, in the middle of 3 and 4. But when it comes to the exit there of quarter number 4, it's that rear end kicking out on you and really bringing, the inside car back to your back bumper, right down into your inside lane.
Oh yeah, it's all on me. That was mine to win, and I just blew it. That's it. I don't know. That's just the way it goes, though. That's why it's racing, man. If it was winning, we'd just be winning all the time. But I will learn from it and come back next week.
Absolutely. That's about all you can do out there, brother. But, I mean, Still a great run and a strong performance for you here all evening long as you park that 720 ride still up here on the podium. You still end up with some great points and a great point stay here for you, which is big picture racing at the end of the day. But when you give up a race like you did, it still stings out there. No matter how many points you still get or how good your finish still was, it wasn't the place you want to be. But as you said, you're going to learn, you're going to get better, and I'm sure before the end of this season, we'll see that 720 ride back up here in victory lane. We thought it was going to be here tonight, but just a couple spots shy.
Yeah, we'll just, I mean, we're just going to have to learn how to restart better at the end. That's all it boils down to. So the restarts, I felt pretty comfortable on top. Even late, I still felt pretty comfortable, but I knew I had to move down just a little bit. But yeah, it's just a damn restart, man. Killed me again.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Jackie, other than those restarts, who would you like to thank out there on the racetrack for such a great run and great drive here this evening?
All my teammates back at DWR, man, they're a great group of guys. iRace and iFlag, BladeNote.com, Even One Graphic, 304 Roots, Martin Sports, and you for putting on such a great broadcast, and Dustin and them for putting on a very good league. It's been some really good racing. I was really surprised tonight. Yeah, but it was some pretty good racing. I know we had some cautions late, but for the most part, it was pretty good.
Absolutely, a lot of good, nose to tail, door to door action out there. We saw some different packs at different times, kind of getting lined up together. Sorry, losing my voice here a little bit, but we saw you guys just continuously battle out there, and even with those caution flags, they were really just, racing incidents for a lot of them, just drivers getting in there a little bit deeper than the other car in front of them, making that little bit of contact, and it doesn't take much when it's this slick to spin one of these cars around, and then once one kind of goes around, everyone else trying to scatter to avoid them, and people end up running over top of each other, which creates a bigger wreck than what it initially was, where it's usually just one car bumping into another.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like I said, for the most part, I felt like it was some decent racing, especially up front. Racing with William and Jacob and Tyler, Corey. Yeah, they all raced me clean, man. That's what at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want some good, clean racing. I still had fun, even though I stepped on it. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, Jackie, we'll see you back out there on the racetrack next Monday. Hopefully, we'll see you right back up here on, hopefully under better circumstances, maybe a couple spots better again, and up in victory lane, and not having as many restarts to deal with. Maybe a break there in that notebook, or maybe just a bit of an easier racetrack for those restarts to find yourself a way to victory lane.
Nah, no, like I said, it's just me. We'll figure it out though.
All right,
we appreciate you, man. All right, man.
All right, brother. We look forward to seeing it, and congratulations again on the third place run here tonight.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Whaley as Jackie comes home in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there for that 720 ride as he parks himself up here in position number 3. As Jackie Whaley comes home in third, that will unfortunately bring it to a close here as we let him go back to the pits. That will call it a night for us as all the racing action and interviews have come to a close. I can't thank everyone enough, though, for tuning in and showing the love here throughout the evening. Every one of the fans in the stands tuning in, everyone hitting the like button, the comments, the shares, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers over on the YouTube channel, anyone that came in and showed the love over on Twitch and Facebook as well. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in and showing the love here all evening, and showing it to all these drivers showing up, showing out, putting on a great race here for us, man. We saw a lot of great action, a lot of great battles out there on the Speedway, and this one came right down to the very end here as each and every driver battling here on the Speedway late in the race, trying to get as many points, as many positions as they possibly can, and obviously the Demolition Derby there at the end to really make things that much more fun late in this race. Edmonton Jam coming in as well with the follow over on the Twitch channel. Welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. I just saw that one as well over there on the Streamlabs. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone coming in, showing the love here all evening long. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you guys all back here tomorrow evening for, I don't know what we got going on tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're doing the first race of our HCK Beagles Truck Series, or I think we might be off for another week. So we might hop on and do something different. Maybe play some Call of Duty, maybe do some Fortnite or something tomorrow. But we're going to be working on some golf content from the weekend. We're going to hope to get that kind of put together and shipped out there so you guys can get some cool content over there for the golf side of things on Peacemaker Gaming. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all back here tomorrow for some more awesome action. But thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
$50,000 away, I still recall the words you said to me. 50,000